Hey y'all. All right. I am back and I'm working on the 360. First time in quite some time. I'm going to be using a different assembly lube, this Moly graphite lube on the lifter faces where they interact with the cam lobes. I've got some red cam lube that is somewhere. Oh yeah, it's up there. It's right there, actually. It's comp cams. It seems to be pretty good, but it seems to run off. And I want something that has some stickiness to it. So I'm going to try this. And I just don't want any kind of camshaft lifter failure. You know what I'm saying? Um, all right. I wanted to touch on what I was saying about the 318 block, 318 blocks, and the 318 block. And um, to give you a little background, back in the day, Mopar, Chrysler Corporation basically designated 318-1 to be used in like passenger cars and regular pickups and that sort of thing. 318-3 was to be used if you had a 3 designation after your cubic inch size. That was meant to be used for like motor homes, heavier vehicles, much heavier vehicles like motorhomes, dump trucks, D500, 600, that sort of thing. You see where I'm going? I've got a little bug here. Okay. Um, so that's what I'm talking about. Um, but as far as like strength of the block itself is concerned, you know, anything below anything, when you're starting to get above 500 horsepower, I would be a little more concerned. Like I said, there's 4 bolt main blocks. I mean, not 4 bolt main blocks. I'm sorry. There's 4 bolt mains you can buy from from companies or from people, companies like Mancini Racing. And then you can have the block machined and drilled and tapped for the extra main bolt caps if you so desire. Um, there's also main studs, so you can keep your original style mains and you can use a stud kit, which gets you the ability to use, the studs and keeps everything in good working order. If you're looking at extended high RPM operation. The person who posed the question did not give me much detail. Matter of fact, they gave me zero detail. They just wanted to know differences between the two. Honestly, if you have a 318 block and you want to build it out into a high performance unit, sure, maybe going with something from, let's say, 1975 and earlier might be a little bit advantageous, but again, I wouldn't be. Again, it's not something I'd be beating the bushes for. I'd be a little more interested in finding a really good block. I mean, like the 360 here, excellent engine. Um, you know, really good cylinder walls. The engine ran, no issues. So that's like, okay, hey, this is a pretty good starting point. um, but the later, let's say 85, I think in 85, they went to roller lifters. Um, that definitely has some advantages there because of the roller lifter itself. Um, that's definitely something to consider. Outside of that, 85 to 91, that was that run of those roller lifters. And then later, then in 92, the Magnum came along. 92 and 93, the Magnum came along. And, but that's a whole nother kettle of fish there. Okay. Even though they're extremely similar, there are some differences. All right. Another thing I wanted to address is if you are going to be building any kind of Mopar engine, you need to be getting books like these and getting in them and reading up on them. Okay? Uh, Tons and tons and tons of information packed into these books. Please do yourself a huge favor. I really seriously strongly encourage you to do this. Don't go by the seat of your pants flying, out there and saying, "Hey, I'll just go and I'll just build an engine. I built that Chevrolet or I built that Ford." Don't. Just do yourself a huge favor. Get the books. Read up on them. I know maybe reading's not your favorite thing to do, but that's why you have the books. You have the books so that you can go back and reference this stuff. Okay, you know that's what I'm talking about. So that's what you should be doing. All right, if you're going to do any sort of hot rodding, do be using books like these. Now, don't rely entirely on people, um, on the internet or whatever. Go. I mean, you hear something from me, go back and check it. Go start reading on some of this stuff. Um, but I'll just give you a little hint here. I'll give you a little, show you something right here. The Mopar small block was raced in a lot of different uh, disciplines of racing. We've got one in IndyCar. We've got them in. We've got them. See one right there in Trans Am guys. One here in probably dirt track use. If you're going to be racing a 318, look here. Let's see. A man named Hutchison also engineered the controversial Plymouth STP effort at the 69 USAC sanctioned Indy 500. This innovative design was so unique as to be a harbinger of things to come. The super wedge body design by noted stylist Harry Bradley was wrapped around a 318 cubic inch small block with more exotica than you can shake a stick at. See inside front cover. Okay, well, that's not it. Huh. Okay, well, I guess they must have changed some things. I think I've seen that engine, though, that they're talking about. But anyway, yeah. So the small block Mopar, if you want to race it, regardless of cubic inch size, and regardless of its background, might have been in like your four-door grandma grocery getter every day. Don't worry, it'll be plenty good enough for anything you want to put it through. Okay? So, I think you won't have any troubles there. Okay? All right. I'm going to get on with this here, removing these lifters, putting that lube on the bottom of them, and moving on. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm hoping this will help you out. Oh, those caps I was talking about. Milodon. That's the company I was trying to think of. Milodon, they were the ones making those, as you can see. Main cap studs. Here's some of those 4-bolt main caps, installed on a block. Here you can see the outer bolts are they're smaller and they are Allen bolts, but they are still 4-bolt main blocks. Honestly, unless you're really turning some serious RPMs, this is something you really just don't need. Okay? Credit it to just really good, solid design. All right. So I hope I have been able to answer your questions as best I can. If there's any other questions about this or any other videos, you know what to do. You're smart. Put it down below. I'll do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing and all the likes and the shares. I really seriously appreciate it. And God bless. And have a great one.